Alright, everybody, what's going on, man? It's been a long ass time since we done reacted to shit. And for those that came over from my Instagram and TikTok, I apologize. Okay, I owe you guys an apology because I posted that. Oh, I'm streaming, and well, actually, I didn't ever posted on TikTok that I was streaming. Silly me. I posted on Instagram that I was streaming, and I took all day. Reason being is I've been having some encoding issues with this goddamn computer. So basically, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're literally just gonna be reacting to a bunch of random shit. Okay, I don't have a specific. I don't know how this video is gonna go. I don't fucking know. We're reacting to random ass shit today. Okay, so it's gonna be some NFL shit. It might be some music shit. Just whatever the fuck I feel like reacting to. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Follow me on this Twitch at I'm Bruce C or BIH. God, did this motherfucker smooth? This motherfucker smooth. I ain't gonna cat this motherfucker smooth as hell. But yeah. So follow me here on Twitch at I'm Bruce C or BIH. All right. First and foremost. All right. So follow me here. I'm Bruce C or BIH. Follow me on TikTok. It's Bruce C or BIH. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Bruce Leroy. Okay. Now, like I said, we reacted to random shit today. All right. So that's pretty much what the fuck it's gonna be. All right. So just reiterating some things I already mentioned yesterday. Right. So we are what the fuck call it? Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. All right. Fuck. Yeah. So a couple announcements. My new song Nathaniel's already out. Just remind you if you don't. Hold on. Gotta do the Kamala. Hold on. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. Ah! All right. So outside of my random ass fucking outbursts, cause I do what I want. No, I do what I want. Yeah, no, I do. All right. So that's out. I got a new song coming out Valentine's Day weekend. I can't tell you when it's gonna drop, but just know the weekend. Got a party on the weekend. Ooh, I wanna make out my drink. Stream information. What the fuck? I could have changed it. Son of a bitch. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care. I really don't care. Don't bother talking to me. It's fake news. It's absolutely fake news. I don't bother talking to me. I don't want to hear it. I can't hear what the fuck you're saying. I can't hear it. It's too many it's the helicopters coming in and Boeing 747s. I can't hear what the fuck you're saying. I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. Alright. I can't hear you at all. I definitely can hear you. Alright. So, like I said, we reacted to random shit. So, the first thing is we're going to start with Simone with sports. Alright. So, there's some off-season dates we can go over.
NFL NFL offseason dates that you need to know. February 17th, NFL teams are allowed to begin designating players with the franchise and transition tag. February 23rd to March 2nd is the NFL Scouting Combine.
Ooh.
The Scouting Combine is where the top NFL draft prospects will be interviewed by teams. They will get their measurements done. They'll go through drills and physical testing as well. March 3rd is the deadline for teams to designate players with the franchise and transition tag. March 9th is when all hell will break loose because that is when teams are allowed to negotiate with unrestricted free agents. This is when we'll get the news breaking. This player is signing with this team for a 4-year, $120 million deal. Now, March 11th
Wait.
is
Time the fuck out. Debo Samuel's a free agent? This had to be some shit from like last year or something. Cause it doesn't make a lot of sense.
is the official start of free agency where unrestricted free agents are allowed to sign their contracts and trades become official. March 29th is the annual league spring meetings. During these meetings, the owners, GMs, coaches, they talk about a lot of stuff, discuss a lot of things. But for the general public, these are the meetings where a lot of voting happens for rule changes and different things that are put on the table that could affect the future NFL seasons. April 23rd is the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh.
Damn,
The
feel so
first
far
round being
away.
the 23rd and the draft going through the 25th. We now know the official NFL draft order with the LA Raiders picking number one, and of course the Seahawks picking 32.
Hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. I'm just curious. Raiders number one, Jets number two. This will be interesting. This will be real interesting. So Dallas has how many picks? They got the 20th pick, and they have the Bears. The Bears actually are not in a terrible play. They're like the 25th pick. That's not too bad. So Dallas got the 12th pick and the 20th pick, and the Kansas City Chiefs, my go, got the ninth pick, dog. Ha ha ha. All right, yeah. So we got that. Oh, Browns got a lot. Browns got multiple picks. They got the 6th pick and the 24th pick. Wow, this is interesting. This Browns is there. Man, there's no excuse for them not to fucking build. They got 2 first-round picks. There's no. They have zero. They got zero excuses not to build up for my boy Shador, man. Zero. Tennessee got 4th. Mm, Washington's in 7th. Low key a blessing in disguise for Washington because they can go grab Jeremiah Love. Anything else of significance? Bengals is 10th. That's an interesting position to be in. That's weird. The Panthers being 19th might not be the best thing for them. Chargers is 22nd. Ugh. Oh shit! The Rams got 2 first-round picks. What? Where the fuck was I? They got 2 first-round picks. That's crazy. The Rams. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better. Oh, Baltimore number 14. That's actually not too bad. That's dead ass not too bad. That's really not too bad. I ain't gonna lie. That ain't too bad. Oh, the Jets got 2 picks. Oh, this gonna be an interesting draft board to say the least. Very interesting.
Seahawks picking 32. May 1st, teams can begin to conduct their rookie mini camps, and also May 1st is the deadline for teams to pick up
That's the deadline.
fifth-year
On
options.
the red line.
Mid-July, NFL teams are
It's that Chief Keef song. I think it's called High.
and practices will be held from mid-July through August, and then it's time for the NFL season to start again. NFL offseason dates that you need to know. Several Several Eagles offensive assistant coaches are being retained under new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion.
Open wide.
One of the biggest being running backs coach Jamal Singleton, who will remain on the staff with his same role. Jamal Singleton said recently that the goal, of course, is to progress as a coach, but that he's been having a lot of fun coaching the running backs in Philly. Someone
I can tell you this much. At the rate you going, you wouldn't be able to coach a fucking high school team, a goddamn intramural team in college, cause we suck. I mean, everybody fucking regressed. The only good player was actually I ain't gonna hold you. Will Shipley before the injury was making. You know what? I take what I said back. Never mind.
Having a lot of fun in Philly, yes. Obviously, Jamal Singleton has had a lot of success with the running backs. Wide receivers coach Aaron Moorhead will be retained on the staff as well. Jamal Singleton and Aaron Moorhead are the only 2 assistant coaches from Nick Sirianni's original staff in Philadelphia. Eagles assistant offensive line coach Greg Austin is expected to remain in Philadelphia. However, his future role is still undecided. The same is true for Eagles' former pass game coordinator Parks Frazier and their offensive quality control coaches. Expected to remain in Philadelphia.
Wait, time out. How the fuck is Josh Gizzard the new passing game coordinator? And what was the name? What was the name? What was the fucking name that she said?
Eagles' former pass game coordinator Parks Frazier and their
Yeah.
offensive quality control
Okay.
coaches.
So Park Frazier, if he was a passing game coordinator, then how the fuck is that like that? That's not gonna make any sense. There's literally gonna be no room. That's gonna be very intriguing because if we hire Josh Gizzard, for those who don't know who Josh Gizzard is, he's a former offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. If he hired him as the passing game coordinator, I don't know where the room's gonna be. I don't know where the fuck the room's gonna be for Park First. I don't know where the fuck the room's gonna be for me to go fucking grab a book and start reading that bitch.
Expected to remain in Philadelphia, but possibly with different roles. Eagles former offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo could also remain with the Eagles in a different role. Quickly revisiting the new hires under Sean Mannion, we have Josh Grizzard as the passing game coordinator, Ryan Mahaffey as the new tight ends coach, and Chris Cooper as the new offensive line coach, replacing the
Fucking
legendary Jeff
boo!
Stoutland.
Where the
So
tomatoes
Sean
at?
Mannion still
Give
has
me the
a
fucking
chance.
unripe ones. Fucking trash. All right, let's react to my boy Joey Shakes, and then let's just see it. Let's look on my feed. I'm going nowhere. I think there's some Deion Sanders shit and some Emmitt Smith things that I might want to react to. Depends. I'm going nowhere. Hold, let me do that shit right. Hold on. I'm going nowhere. One more time. I'm going nowhere. A little better. I'm going nowhere. I'm going nowhere. It's kind of ass towards the end. I'm going nowhere. Fuck. Shut up.
If you're missing 5 or more teeth,
Son of a
this
bitch.
might be the most important 30 seconds of your day.
Oh,
There's
really?
finally a solution
Oh,
for
really?
people just like you.
Oh, really?
Nubia Dental Implant Center has
Placement for Jeff Stoutland, and we're going to be going over potential free agent targets that are starting to make sense that some of these NFL analysts are alluding to of what the Eagles could be doing. What is the priority re-sign or the free agent that they really want to bring back? And who is out there right now that could make sense for the Eagles going forward? Going to be interesting. So let's get straight into it. Oh, what's the cookie man? As a matter of fact, it was. All right, so the first thing we're going to go over right now is Jeff Stoutland's replacement for the offensive line coaching position. Okay, the report is the Eagles are hiring former Vikings offensive line coach Chris Cooper as their new offensive line coach. News source confirmed the Tom Pelissero report. Cooper was the Vikings offensive line coach for 4 seasons and crossed over with Sean Mannion. Cooper, 43, had an 8-year NFL playing career. Now, this isn't an upgrade. I mean, the Vikings, statistically, when it comes to their offensive line, has been pretty bad. It's been pretty terrible the last few years. We've seen the amount of quarterbacks that have gone through there. We've seen the amount of injuries that quarterbacks have taken there the last few years. Sean Mannion, I guess, has kind of crossed with this guy at some point. At this point, I probably would have took an offensive line coach from the college ranks or something like that. For the next 3 to 5 years, I'm hoping to God we don't continue where we just look so inconsistent. Offensive line has been one of our biggest strengths. It's just unfortunate that we had to go hire an offensive line coach, that we have put ourselves in this position because of that stupid fucking head coach and that dumbass and Kevin Patullo. And what happened during the 25 season that left a bad taste in Jeff Stoutland's mouth by the end of the year. I felt like they kind of rushed this hire, like this is the best guy that's out there right now that wants to be with the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, there's no one in the college ranks. Like I felt like they could have waited just maybe another week or two. I mean, they could have just done a little bit better.
This is definitely a Sean Mannion hire. I can almost guarantee you that this shit was a Sean Mannion hire. Almost guaranteed.
Here, they have to think about it like this too. It's very rare that you have a position coach that has a lot of power within the organization when it comes to helping with drafts. I mean, a lot of these guys don't. A lot of these guys just deal with whoever they bring in and they try to produce them for the best way they possibly can. Okay, Howie Roseman has given Jeff Stoutland a lot of power over the years to help with the drafting process when it came to offensive linemen. A lot of these positional coaches don't have power like that. Then when they do, and Jeff Stoutland does, being here for 13 years, all the success he's had all these years. And when's the last time the Eagles actually signed a free agent offensive lineman? I'm talking a big time free agent. It's been a long time. I don't even know when's the last one they actually signed to.
Can I be honest? First off, I'm hoping that I'm hoping that this. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Stop fucking stuttering, bitch. The fuck is you, a goddamn old ass station wagon? Fucking Carfax report is probably poor as shit. Anyway, let me stop fucking stuttering and act like that I'm illiterate and that I have a high school diploma and I spent half a semester, well, half a year, one semester in college at Indiana University, Bloomington. So first and foremost, Mekhi Becton is a must resign. So that definitely has to change. Secondly, I spoke about this before in other streams. You don't actually need to. Number one, I don't know too many offensive line acquisitions. Trent Williams is definitely the exception. And maybe some other people, but outside of Trent Williams, I can't really name to you too many successful free agent acquisitions from the offensive line position. I really can't. Um, Offensive lines, like I said, are built over years. A lot of people feel like that, and that's why the Chargers got in trouble. That's why the freaking Commanders are in trouble. Because everybody think, oh, let me trade a fucking bunch of picks for Larry Tunsil, and then my offensive line is great. No, offensive line is never built in 1 year. It is built through. Honestly, great offensive lines take about 3 years to really get, because you got to consider the depth of the positions as well. It's not just the starters, and that's why Philadelphia, like I said on multiple occasions, has been. That's what really enhances. I don't even know if I'm using the right fucking word. But this just adds another cherry on top when it comes to Howie Roseman's resume, because he always thought 2-3 years ahead. Everybody thinks of when they start fixing offensive line problems, everybody thinks, oh shit, we need a right guard. Let's go get a right guard right now. Nobody ever thinks that, 2-3 years, such and such might retire. 2-3 years, we don't really have a solidified backup for a center. Just pick an offensive lineman, not because you need it at that particular moment, because you're looking 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, 4 or 5 years. So having the operating on foresight when it comes to offensive line instead of we need this right now, right here, typically bodes what better for football teams, and that's really how you build a great offensive line. It's not through, let's hurry up and get this fucking, let's say for example Larry Allen is in free agency. Let's hurry up and go grab him, right? It's built through 3 to 4 solid years of good drafting, some mid-tier free agent acquisition. Again, outside of Trent Williams, I don't know a big splash free agent as an offensive lineman that went to another team and it paid tremendous dividends, if that makes sense.
Contract regarding free agency. Probably Brandon Brooks. I can't even really remember the last time. That's how good the Eagles have been at drafting and producing these players when it comes to OTAs, training camp, and getting them on the field to become stars within 2 years, which is pretty damn good. So I guess we'll see what happens, how the chips may fall with this new guy, and I think we just have to give it a chance and
You don't have a fucking
maybe we'll
choice.
see something good. This is going to be some hard shoes to fill for whoever comes in as the offensive line coach, and might have a little bit of a hard time. I'm hoping that this is the right choice, and Sean Mannion obviously thinks that he's the right choice for the job, and I guess we just have to, kind of accept it. So there's that. Now going into free agency, because now we're going to start to get some rumors on what are the Eagles' targets? What is the priority target for the Philadelphia Eagles? Now there's been some different news that has been coming out. And from what I'm hearing, we thought that maybe their priority signing would have been Nakobe Dean or Reed Blankenship or something like that. But
I mean, absolutely no disrespect to Reed. Number one, I would love Nakobe Dean to stay here. Um, Somebody's going to give him a bag that he can't refuse, and he's going to get a bigger role somewhere else. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Nakobe Dean was the best. I can't fucking talk today, son of a bitch. I think Nakobe Dean, if I'm not mistaken, is the best blitzing linebacker in the league. Don't quote me on that. That's what I from the stats and shit like that. That's what I heard. Somebody's gonna give him a bag that he can't. Somebody's gonna look at his tape in Philly, especially these last couple years, and they're gonna say, "Oh, this the guy we want." So somebody's gonna offer him a bag he can't refuse. And also, when we drafted Jahad Campbell, now personally, depending on how the contract is gonna look, I don't have a problem with Jahad Campbell sitting on the bench for at least like 2 years. He doesn't have to start right away, right? But then again, Jahad Campbell is a first round pick. He's a generational talent. Definitely not a finished product, but he's definitely a generational talent for sure. Proved that he's a great blitzer, and he's actually not completely great in coverage. He's not exactly Zach Bond or a fucking Derrick Brooks or Fred Warner, but he's pretty damn good in coverage for the most part. I would think that you drafted in hopes of him becoming the future of this team. So Nakobe Dean might have to walk, especially because somebody's gonna look at his film for these last couple years and be like, we gotta have this guy on our team in a much bigger role, playing in more of an attacking system. Somebody's gonna offer him the back he can't refuse. Um, Reed Blankenship, with all due respect, number one, I felt like compared to 2024, Blankenship Blankenship to me had a disappointing year. Like I have to keep it real, and it's not that like I appreciate what he has done, and he's been a very good player. I mean people who are undrafted free agents don't fucking get a chance to start for an NFL team. But I feel like that he's just too okay. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you don't have a super athletic counterpart playing the FS, it's like I don't want to say he's borderline useless, but he's too okay. Now it depends on how much he's asking for, what the contract's going to look like, but I don't see how you can't replace him in the draft somewhere within the first 3 rounds. I genuinely don't. I don't see how you can't replace him. You understand what I'm saying? Like I feel like you can get a mid tier player, even maybe I have to see what the free agent list is going to look like. Matter of fact, let's do that right now. Upcoming 2026 free agents. Trey Hendrickson is an unrestricted free agent. Somebody's gonna give him a fat ass bag, and it definitely won't be Cincinnati. Mike Evans, which I'm surprised, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought Mike Evans signed a contract. Trayvon Diggs, that'll be interesting. If Philly ends up picking him up, I guess I'm gonna have to Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack's a free agent. Christian Kirk. Debo Samuel, because I could have swore Debo Samuel was signed to a long term contract. That's very weird to me. Kelsey might be considering retirement. Braden Smith, Jonah Williams, Joel Patino, the guard, Kyle Duggar, Daniel Jones. I think the Colts should re-sign Daniel Jones. Hassan Reddick. It'd be nice to get Hassan Reddick back in the. Actually, maybe not. David Njoku is I want to keep Goddard. If we cannot keep Goddard, I like the way David. I watched some Cleveland games this year. I watch Cleveland games from time to time. I like the way he plays. I would love to have David Njoku on our squad for sure. Aaron Rodgers might be considered retirement. Jamel D. I don't want nobody from the fucking Buccaneers secondary. Sorry, but not sorry. Joey Bosa, I thought already signed a long-term contract. That was weird because he was a free agent last year. Cam Robinson, left tackle. DJ Reader, Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd's a fucking free agent every year. He don't get me wrong, he could play, but he's a free agent every year. Bobby Wagner, Higby. Ooh, Tyler Higby be a fucking sneaky ass signing. Very sneaky. I would love. Honestly, my dream free agent scenario is goddamn. Oh, you know what? But what's the name retiring? I wouldn't mind bringing back Isaac Samalo because he knows our system already, and he's really good. But most likely Pittsburgh won't give him the bag. This will be interesting. Demario Davis. This will be a very interesting free agency, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Be very interesting. All right, let's finish up the video.
But it looks like
Oh,
potentially.
real quickly before we do that, I want to remind you guys that so yesterday's stream, I ended up talking about the Super Bowl, NFL honors, and a bunch of other random shit. This feed is hilarious, especially when I did the Troy Aikman skit. If y'all don't
I lost my girl to Troy Aikman
yeah.
like
I go look
3
for
years
this.
ago. No.
Yeah, so go on I am Bruce Leroy. This is my YouTube channel right here. And then this was yesterday's stream in totality. This is basically gonna be the last stream of like the NFL season. Yeah. So yeah, y'all take a look at that when I get a chance. Yesterday's stream was litty, very litty. Okay, all right. So let's go back to my boy Joey Shakes. My favorite Eagles content creator.
To stop health insurance company ripoffs. And when Trump unleashed ICE on Chicago, she championed the law to unleash.
Terrence Crawford went on what's the name stream? That's surprising.
The fighter we need to stop Donald Trump.
Scribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over. Watch this.
Bro, hey, real quick, some random ass thoughts. What the fuck is going on with Deontay Wilder, bro? This nigga crashed out on fucking interviews. Now, granted, the interviewer should have took the cue to move on and not ask the question, okay? Because he basically said he didn't want to talk about it. But goddamn, what the fuck is going on with Deontay Wilder, son? Something is fucking wrong. Like, bro, this nigga is crashing all the way to fuck out. I'm gonna be honest with you. This nigga do not belong fighting anymore. Bro, he don't belong fighting anymore, bro. I'm not giving this nigga the bag to do nothing. Like, bro, I swear to God, I will have a fucking guilty. Something is wrong. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not gonna make no assumption, but something is wrong.
Placement for Jeff Stoutland, and they become stars within 2 years, which is pretty damn. So there's that. Now going into free agency, because now we're going to start to get. Thought that maybe their priority signing would have been the Kobe Dean or Reed Blankenship or something like that, but it looks like potentially Jalen Phillips might be the priority for the Philadelphia Eagles.
As they should. You don't have to pay a crazy amount because I feel like his production slowly tapered off towards the end of the year. Like first half he was on point, but here's the thing also. He's playing in a different scheme. Like, yes, he has some familiarity because he played with Vic Fangio in Miami. But I think with a full offseason under his belt and being able to be able to have the full-time chemistry, I think he should be straight. Let's see what time it is. Just want to keep track of what's going on. Okay, cool. Bet. Bet. What the fuck is this? 5 a.m. to 1:30. You know what, bro? The grocery store motherfucker up, bro. Tuesday to Friday? That's not gonna work for me. You ain't gonna be able to make it. That's not gonna work, man. That ain't gonna work, big dog.
Okay, Jalen Phillips, still very young and is looking for a new contract. And it wouldn't shock me if there's going to be other teams out there going to bid on him. And The Eagles only have 2 edge rushers signed throughout the 26 season. That's it. You have Nolan Smith, you have Jalix Hunt. And obviously you need more. And I don't know if the Eagles are going to the 26 season like they did in 25 with Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt. And obviously didn't really do much in the beginning. You could bring Brandon Graham back for one more
Hey,
year, but
let's put some respect on Jalen Hunt's name. Well, first off, Nolan Smith got injured, so I'm gonna excuse him. I want to see more from Nolan Smith, but I'm not worried about him as much. I feel like that he missed too much time and didn't really get his legs under him. Jalix Hunt made a big ass leap. I thought, man, this nigga's a bust. Fuck out of hell no. Like, yo, listen, Howie, get on the phone. Let's get another edge rusher in the goddamn. Let's go fucking beg for Myles Garrett. Tell me what you want for Myles Garrett. Tell me. All right, but yeah, on some real shit, I'm not worried. Jalix Hunt is if I'm not mistaken, did he lead the team in interceptions? So I'm not worried about Jalix. Jalix Hunt's gonna be fine.
and that's just a
And Nolan
very
Smith too.
deep depth type signing, and I can't expect him to have really big numbers with the Philadelphia Eagles, even
Hey,
though he had
by the way, he also said that he wanted to come back for another year. Does he have to? I don't think so. I don't think he should, but that's just breaking news for y'all.
like 3 to 4 sacks this year, which actually wasn't that bad, and I feel like he will come back at some point. Jalen Phillips is going
He
to
got 3 to
have
4
a
sacks?
substantial amount of teams going
I didn't even know.
after him, and whether he
Wait,
takes
time
less money,
out. I gotta go real quickly. I gotta go clarify this stuff. Brandon Graham. Oh shit, he had 3 sacks? What the fuck? That's crazy. And he had 2 against the Raiders. Damn. Okay, okay, BG, that ain't bad, dog. That ain't bad, dog. That ain't bad, dog. Ha ha ha. That ain't bad. That dead ass
to be
ain't
in a
bad,
better
bro.
situation
I ain't
or
gonna care.
more
That
money
ain't bad.
or the more worse situation, that's really going to be the question. And we're going to be finding that out soon. And now we're in the same situation yet again. The Philadelphia Eagles need an edge rusher. They need an Aiden Hutchinson. They need a Nick Bosa. They need a prime time hunter on the edge, which they don't have, and might look towards the draft. But bringing Jalen Phillips back on a cheaper deal will get paid. Obviously, the Eagles will take care of him. But compared to what some of the other deep pockets are out there and some of the other money that's out there right now, really hard for me to say that Jalen Phillips is going to be staying in Philadelphia. I know he loved Philadelphia. He loved coming here from Miami, which was great. And I thought he actually did a really good job. I think under Fangio for another year would be fantastic for him. It'll probably be even better for him because now he'll have training camp with the Eagles. He'll have OTAs with the Eagles. He will build himself up nicely for the regular season and probably will have a better year than last year from when he was switching teams. What they have right now is just not good enough to start out the regular season, even behind Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith. If the Eagles are putting more draft capital into their offense and really trying to lock up more players in this defense, this would be the perfect time to start to do that. Obviously, the Eagles have to free up some cap space with only $20.5 million, which really isn't that much. Should Phillips be sustainable for a contract in Philadelphia? It's going to be the biggest question. Could be the big priority sign, like I said. You guys let me know. Now, another free agent that makes sense for the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be none other than who we've talked about a lot, and that's Mekhi Becton. Okay, Mekhi Becton turning his career around from
Must
a
resign.
first-round pick from the New York Jets, coming to the Eagles in 2024 as a low-risk, high-reward move, playing both tackle spots, playing both guard spots, then finally moving into that right guard spot at the end of camp, and it was just a storybook ending for him. Winning.
Oh, this nigga. Oh, Fetty Wap ass in trouble. This nigga put R. Kelly on as a feature. Oh. Oh. Featuring Elmo. Oh, okay. I'm about to say like that. That ain't necessarily
Super Bowl. And then obviously the Eagles not retaining him after the 24 season, going to the Chargers on like a 2-year, $20 million deal. Howie Roseman was very passive in the 25 offseason, especially letting Rodgers walk and letting Mekhi Becton walk. And I felt like a couple of moves that we should have probably tried to retain at a cheap price, we should have at least tried to retain some that were there. I know there was comp picks involved and all of that because I think the Eagles did get a comp pick for Mekhi Becton leaving, but now potentially Mekhi Becton could be backing out of that second year on his contract with the Chargers, okay? He got there. He ended up getting hurt. He was a healthy scratch for a couple weeks. There's obviously differences in him and the offensive coordinator. Then he hired a different agent during the year, which I thought was really interesting. The Chargers could be leasing Mekhi Becton very soon, and I think he comes back to Philadelphia. I mean, look, he's 26 years old, perfect age, about to get into the prime of his career. Why not do it with the Philadelphia Eagles? Him coming back to the Eagles is a huge upgrade. Keep Tyler Steen as a backup if you really want to. You'll still have Lane Johnson back, which what it sounds like as of right now at that right tackle spot. I think it's a match made in heaven. I think this was supposed to happen, and I think this will be an easy re-sign for the Philadelphia Eagles when it comes to this offensive line. So excited for that if it happens. Now, this last free agent for the Eagles is going to be a toss-up between Eagle fans, and this is why I take from Sean Mannion his connection to the Green Bay Packers and the amount of pass catchers that they have, okay? We're talking about Romeo Doubs, 2025 leader when it comes to yards. Obviously had some injuries for that team in 2025, injuries at wide receiver. I mean, the pass catching from what they have from a standpoint of their roster is absolutely off the charts insane. I mean, they have Jalen Reed, they have Christian Watson, they have Tucker Kraft at tight end, they got Matthew Golden, they got Donovan Wicks. They are loaded on pass catchers, okay? Now, Dobbs, obviously leading that group in 2025. Got a lot of playoff experience in 4 playoff games. I think 20 receptions for like over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, something like that. Let's just say A.J. Brown stays in Philadelphia. You still have Devontae Smith. Probably would have went after Jahan Dotson because he would have been cheaper, but maybe they want somewhat of a bigger receiver in Philadelphia. Maybe they want somebody that has some length, that has some height, that's just not a speed demon, and that's really it. They want to be more focused on getting these specific catches in open space, getting a guy with strong hands, and Romeo Doubs.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't see Romeo. Number one, if I'm Romeo Dobbs, I would, especially after seeing what the fuck happened with Jahan Dotson, I would never come to Philly. Absolutely the fuck not. I think he could be a number 1 or number 2 someplace else. Either I'm re-signing with Green Bay, I'm going out free agency, but if I'm Romeo Dobbs, I would not. And listen, this coming from a fucking diehard Eagles fan, I bleed green. I wouldn't come to Philly, especially seeing how they treated Jahan Dotson. I wouldn't come here.
Would fit
Absolutely
the mold
the
of
fuck not.
Philadelphia if they really wanted that number 3 guy. Remember, you have Darius Cooper that's still on this roster right now. He is the mini A.J. Brown with a little bit of size.
Hey, low key, I'd make him wide receiver 3 and just get like a mid-tier wide receiver for depth. I'd make him wide receiver 3. Like, I put a little bit of competition to kind of see where he's at for next year. I'd make him wide receiver 3.
He has a lot of twitch when he is explosive coming out of those routes. I want to see Darius Cooper, compete for this job. And maybe the Eagles going to the draft, drafting a number 3 receiver is not going to take much going to the draft, especially if they pick the right guy, instead of going to free agency and putting more money into this offense, which I know the Eagles are trying not to do right now. But we're talking about Sean Mannion that will cross over specific players he's been around with Green Bay. And he's worked with the offense before, so he knows all those players over there and potentially could be luring a free agent to Philadelphia. You just never know. If Romeo Doubs is producing over 700 yards in 2025 as a leading receiver with, 6 touchdowns, imagine what he would do as the number 3 in Philadelphia with A.J. Brown and Devontae.
Fucking worse. Fucking worse. There's your answer, Joey. I fuck with you, but fucking worse. There we go. Next question.
Play calling behind it. Yeah, ultimately he would thrive in Philadelphia.
No, the fuck he won't.
Receivers would as a number 3, where they should be a 2 or maybe close to a 1B. When it comes to free agency, the Packers are just definitely one of those teams, and whatever players are not going to be there
Hey,
to start.
the only way a wide receiver 3 would be productive in Philadelphia, and listen, I understand that this kind of is a little different because they're giving this guy more control, but best believe, I said my opinion yesterday and I said it again. They needed a guy that was willing to be controlled and willing to still allow Sirianni to have some form of power. Okay? So they got a quarterback coach who has never who has never called plays before. Okay? So there's leverage going up against him. But I'm telling you right now, as long as Nick Sirianni is the head coach of this football team, wide receiver threes will continue to be ignored. I'm just saying.
Whether it's depth, whether it's whatever, we have to look at that team because there's a lot of connections now with that team. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We talk about the new offensive line.
Okay, so that's it for that one. I'm trying to figure out. Was I trying to say something and I just lost my train of thought? There was something I wanted to have a conversation about. I low key had to wait till the video was over. I'm trying to think about what the hell I wanted to say. There was something I wanted to say, and I lost my train of thought. I don't know if it was music related or something to do with football, but it was. I wanted to say something. Shit, whatever. Fuck. I don't remember what I was trying to say. Maybe if I go through my history, I'd probably find it, but I don't know. I'm just curious. If for those that don't know who this guy is, he was that sniper guy. I think his name is Nicholas Irvin. He was a former U.S. sniper, and so I guess because I ain't gonna lie, I saw the Andrew Tate shit, and yikes.
Andrew Tate had no hand. He had no footwork, no cardio. I think he gassed out in like the second round. Based on from just like his social media presence, I knew he was a former kickboxer. I saw the highlights of Chase, his previous fights. I thought Chase was going to get washed. But then the fight happened, and it's like a whole new guy came out.
Andrew Tate is ripped. You see him, he's in phenomenal shape. Did he look out of shape by any chance?
No, he came in looking ripped, but it was his cardio. Like he was, when I say gassed out, huffing and puffing in the second round on the stool.
This guy has been running his mouth for so many years, sitting in a chair. It takes something away from you when you're away from that sport, when you're not in the ring. So it doesn't surprise me at all that number one, he gassed out, and number two, he looked rusty.
They looked like two uncles, like drunk uncles fighting on Thanksgiving like holiday or something. It was bad. Andrew Tate had no hand.
What else I wanted to have a comment? I swear to God, like it's bothering the fuck out of me that I can't remember what I was trying to talk about. All you can eat pancakes. Yeah, oh boy, about to look like a bus. All right, let me. Well, Cam better get his shit together, bruh. Fuck it. I'm gonna finish up the DJ academic shit, and then I guess we'll just move on to something else. Hey,
A
start
leader
getting
who
back into the
stands up
skits
to the
again.
powerful for this. Daniel spent his whole career fighting against the rigged system and putting our interest over corporate greed. I know he'll keep fighting for us in Congress.
I know you got paid for this shit.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
No, the fuck I don't.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, and I'm the CEO of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next webinar where you can drill deeper into our bond offering. We currently offer two investment opportunities, a private placement bond offering for accredited investors with
Gotta watch
target
that interview
annual
when I
interest
do
rates between 9
insurance.
and 13%.
Odd way, because
This
let's
was
say, for example, you're married, you have 2 kids, and you have a family plan.
No.
And
Fuck that. Let's see where we at. 513. Okay. What the hell? I feel like there was something I wanted to. It bothering the fuck out of me because I feel like I wanted to talk about something I couldn't do it. Oh fuck it. You know what? Do we have time for this? Maybe we'll do this over the weekend. Might do some more reactions over the weekend. I'm trying to think about what the hell else I wanted to do right now. Okay, so I want to. You know what? Fuck it. We might as well. Cause I don't. Was there something in music that I wanted to have a conversation about or no? No, I can't think of it, dog. Alright, fuck it. Shout out to my girl Cameron Suzanne for the
Ray. I was like,
for those that don't know, Cameron Suzanne is her and Sean C are my favorite like music reactors on the internet. Like they do music commentary. So I like watching her stuff a lot. And low key, if I'm not mistaken, I think she had like an a million view video recently. So she dope though.
Benson Boone, is that you? I'm sorry, the pipeline from Harry Styles to Benson Boone to Somber, I was getting my white boys mixed up, to be honest. Wine mom pop, coffee shop music, granny music. Like, it was like, wait, what?
Look the grand like I swear to God. Matter of fact, I kind of want to have a soapbox conversation a little bit. I'm so sick and fucking tired. And it's not even just about her because maybe she's just older and it just is what it is, right? So I'll give her a pass. But this is what the fuck I'm sick and tired of. I'm sick and tired of these fucking TikTok ass niggas getting on the motherfucking red carpet talking to legends and don't know who the fuck they talking to. Like, I watched this a goddamn situation happen like about 6 months ago with fucking Babyface. Then I watched Delroy Lindo, one of the greatest actors of all time, go with 60 seconds, motherfucking clockers. We can go on and on and on about this man's resume. Delroy Lindo is a legend. And then he was like, yeah, and what the fuck that nigga say? And up and rising star. That shit was disrespectful to the motherfucker. I'm like, yo, like, there's no motherfucking way. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? And this is the truth. And I understand that they're trying to cater to a young audience, whatever the fuck the case may be. Need to start doing fucking interviews and asking like at the end of the day, and also I blame these fucking TikTok niggas because here's the thing: stop going on the fucking red carpet, being around people that you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea what you're getting into. You up here disrespecting legends, okay? Legends that made your little goofy ass to do what you do on your fucking phone and shit, and go on the goddamn TikTok and do this shit all day. They the reason you able to do that. Part of it anyway. But yeah, that should be pissing me the fuck off. Motherfuckers be sitting up there not knowing who the fuck be legends be and shit. Like, come on, dog.
Would you have felt different about it if he had put some clothes on? Would you have felt different?
It's so bad, I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1. Holy.
Almost choked on this fucking water, yo. Yo, Tyra, they was savage back in the day, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. And y'all gonna be like, oh, he's sus. Oh, he woo. Shut the fuck up. First off, my mom turned on the goddamn channel. Secondly, I was too young. But I ain't gonna hold you. I watched like a few seasons of America's Next Top Model when I was young and growing up and shit. I'm sorry, them goddamn shows was lit. So you want to be on time? I forgot the motherfucking theme song, but yeah, like them bitches was lit. I low key when I used to come home from school and around like it used to come on like what 7, 8 o'clock. I used to look forward to. I used to look forward to the old not the new bullshit they got on now because that's not the American Idol I recognize. I recognize them shits was like that motherfucker ran into the back of the wall and shit. I recognize She Bang, motherfucking Ruben Stutter, Kelly Clarkson, Jennifer Hudson, who else? Jordan Sparks. I said Ruben Stutter already. Uh, David Archuleta? Fucked up his name, my bad. But yeah, and it was like looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Or like dumb bitches back in the day, them motherfucker was litty. That's when the American Idol was good. Everybody said, well, you only like it because they were laughing at people. No, bitch. There was a lot of talented motherfuckers who I literally just mentioned that came out of it that we all remember. Like, matter of fact, throw goddamn, Fantasia in that bitch. Like, come on now. Like, there was definitely some talent that actually broke through that, if you was there, you know what I'm saying? So, nah, it wasn't all just about laughing at people that came up in there with delusional as fuck. That was part of it, but you know what I'm saying? Not the whole thing.
And today we are going to be talking about and reacting to your thoughts, your opinions, unpopular opinions on the 2026 Grammys that came on February 1st. But we are going to do it kind of in the style of my unpopular opinion videos. I took to my community tab to ask you guys your thoughts, and I also compiled my own. I like to make these videos because they're extremely community oriented. And yes, I understand. I've gotten on this camera before and said we need to place a lot less value in the Grammys as a merit. And I still stand by that. However, it is quote unquote music's biggest night. And there are a lot of cultural relevant awards, moments, and performances that take shape that I think are important to make note of. And so we're going to be doing that
Nigga,
today.
what in the motherfucking Isaac Newton did that nigga have all, bro? What the fuck is this shit? Right, hold on. Can I go back to it? Son, whatever. We gonna move on.
Some of my favorite to film just because of how conversational they are. And I want to continue that in the comments down below. If you're one of those people that are like, I don't watch the Grammys, save the comment, save the comment, just save the comment. Get something to drink. I have.
See, here's the thing. I don't get. I. Girl, you know, But nah, on some real shit. I don't get how you would not be interested in the Grammys or didn't care to watch it, but you still would tune into her video to I don't know. To me, that's kind of weird. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm talking about myself low key. But as an artist, I am interested in the Grammys, so of course, you know what I'm saying.
Here, get comfortable, get a blanket, get a glass of wine. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
2 shots of vodka.
Damn.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Ignorant kid. Oh.
If you're of age, make sure before you leave to hit that subscribe button.
Already did.
Without further ado, let's get
Long time ago.
Video. So we're gonna go through these in no particular order, but I do want to start off first and foremost with the structure, the show itself. And one of you guys left the comment an opinion. I was not a fan of narrowing down the main show to 8 to 9 awards with filler performances. Barely anyone watched the premiere show, and they crammed everything into a 2.5 hour show with 80+ awards. The Grammy show felt laggy and rushed all at the same time. This was my first bone to pick off the top. I luckily was able to catch most of the premiere show, like when it started. That was my first time tuning in to a premiere show, and thank goodness I did because 90% of the awards were given at this premiere ceremony that happens about 4, 5, 6 hours before the 8 o'clock time slot. At this point, the premiere ceremony is damn near the showstopper. That is the true ceremony, right? The main show was extremely performance heavy, and I think from a viewership standpoint, the Grammys are trying to rally up the troops, get younger folks to watch, get more people to tune in. And so the way to hypothetically do that is to beef up the performances. But also the quality of those performances matter, and it's also an award show. If you're tuning in to an award show, you're going to expect people getting awards. So to put into context, they usually show about 15 main category awards during the show. So from 15 to 9 is a pretty steep decline. And there were quite a few award winners in the premiere ceremony that people would have absolutely tuned into, like Best R&B Song, Best R&B Album. These are categories that music lovers of the main genres would have absolutely loved to see on the big stage. But to me, when we talk about R&B, which is really the big elephant in the room, there was no R&B category shown on the main telecast. It does somewhat reflect R&B's standing in the mainstream. And as an R&B lover, it's been a hard pill to swallow because R&B is and is still, but was once so intertwined with popular music that a lot of those artists were in fact and indeed getting their flowers in front of the world. And so it does kind of feel like it just kind of naturally feels like a lot of Black people are being pushed to the back. By the way, happy Black History Month. Pick up a book, learn something new. But it's a little insulting.
Exactly. And I told her, I say, ma'am,
Especially considering that some of the best vocally sound records this year that made very visible appearances on the Billboard Hot 100s and were making noise culturally were R&B records. Several of you guys said, I'm so happy that Kehlani got 2 Grammys for Folded. For me, I honestly had.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Not only was those Grammys well deserved, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Kehlani stan, okay? The fact that I'm still pissed off at Atlantic for dropping the ball and not putting her shit in the main categories. Like I really I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know why you I don't know Atlantic. You look like the motherfucking Pacific. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, come on now. Like, they should have been in the main categories. Come on now. Listen, I ain't trying to beef with no goddamn label because I'm trying to. I might want to get signed. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta keep it fucking real. You know what I'm saying?
Question at all that those Grammys were hers. I think Kehlani deserved it. Kehlani was nominated, I believe, 10 years ago with her You Should Be Here mixtape. That was
Classic!
a huge accomplishment, and she's been nominated several other times, but has not won until the other evening. But yes, the premiere show.
I know.
It was
Her
shot.
rolling her eyes at the lack of overdue flowers, and I posted on my social medias about how people was like, oh yeah, Kehlani, you know, they was trying to give advice to indie artists. They were like, yeah, well, it took Kehlani however many years. It took the Clips this year. I'm like, the Clips and Kehlani, as far as they concerned, these shits is overdue flowers if you ask me. These is overdue flower that should have been there. It's kind of like when they gave Nas it was, I don't know if it was the first King Disease or the second one. They gave him a Grammy for that, but they should have been did that. You know what I'm saying? So these are overdue flowers. If you ask, for some of these artists, not all of them.
Excellent performances. But
Is
half the
that
people
Shirley
weren't even
Ralph?
there. They were in their hotel rooms deodorizing and lotioning up, getting ready for the main carpet. When the award show just started, every single one they were calling was like, "Oh, they're not here. I'll accept this on their behalf." A Grammy.
absolutely, because I mean, I ran straight from the other side where I was rehearsing to come over here and
Maybe that wouldn't have had to happen. Like you had FKA Twigs won her very first Grammy. Congratulations to her. She's been around for a long ass time. And somebody else commented on that, like, wow, like she got her first Grammy. But like he almost moved on. The host almost moved on. He pronounced it wrong.
Sua, that's K.A. Twigs. Did I say that right?
He almost accepted the award for her because she couldn't get to the stage on time. That's why Duran Bernard was running down the aisle.
Man, what the fuck was that little shitty at? Like, I'm not trying to insult the guy, because if I'm not mistaken, I seen this dude videos that he wearing, like, he dressed up as some dude off the Proud Family. Like, you know how with the afro and like the white jacket with like the pink suit shirt and I said pink suit shirt. The pink dress shirt. Motherfucker, I don't think you can goddamn talk. Fuck. But yeah. So I think that's the dude. He definitely got some vocals. But what the fuck was, I'm so sorry, bruh. I gotta do this to you, big homie. I'm so sorry. From me to you, I apologize. and that's as far as it goes. What the fuck was this, my nigga? The fuck was this goddamn fucking heroin addict version of a fucking gritty, yo? That shit was ass, son. What the fuck, son? Oh my god. What the fuck? What's going on with this overload shit, man? What the hell? Whatever.
Thank you next. Thank you next. Let's move along. Because you're cramming so many awards into one little ceremony. So, as for the categories that they did televise, just to give you guys some context, they did Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best New Artist, Best Rap Album. So, rap did make the main telecast. Best Música Urbana, an album, and Best Contemporary Country Album, Best Pop Vocal Album, Best Pop Solo Performance. So,
Son. We gotta go back to that. And I'm not trying to. I want to make this very clear. I'm not insulting her, okay? Cause I'm not blaming this on her. But look, hold on 1 second. What the fuck was this? Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna pause when he gets to the part.
Best Pop.
Yo, son, what the fuck is this? Hold on.
It's
See this bullshit.
Jeff
Bitch!
Cohen, economist.
Jeff Cohen, economist.
Jeff Cohen, economist.
Jeff Cohen.
Jeff Cohen.
Jeff Cohen.
Tell Jeff Cohen that stop interrupting my motherfucking video. The fuck?
Apparently can go from 0
Hey,
to complete
low
sight
key,
just a
we need to start like being able to like dislike ads and shit.
coding meets drag.
Like, if you gonna make me watch a fucking ad, at least allow me to like or dislike the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where my shit at? Back in the day. I said back in the day. What the fuck am I talking about?
and following along, and so you're seeing them get
Son, what
introduced
the
to
fuck?
audiences along the way.
Bro, dog. What
And
you
I
doing?
kind of hate that that song is such an introduction into them at this point. Like,
Son,
we be
what we
pushing it
doing?
so bad. The others suck though, like really suck. So I wouldn't simplify it as far as almost accepted the award for her because she couldn't get to the stage on time. That's why Duran Bernard was running down the aisle. Best Contemporary Country Album, Best Pop Vocal Album, Best Pop.
Son, what the fuck is this Inspector Gadget ass, this Nancy Drew ass shit that they got her in, bro? That shit is fucking horrible, son. Like, it ain't her fault because definitely a stylist put this shit together, bro. This motherfucker needs to be on the outs immediately. What the fuck is this shit, son? What is this, bro? God damn. This is like some shit that, like, if they made an Inspector Gadget movie right now, I would envision Penny dressing like this shit. Like, maybe motherfucking goddamn, her uncle Inspector Gadget or goddamn dropped the coat somewhere and she put that motherfucker on to try to disguise herself or some weird shit like that. This fucking shit is horrible, son. This is ass.
Performance. So pop music was represented several times. I get it. Don't think it was the best year for popular music, but you know, pop artists are always going to get the red carpet rolled out for them. Somebody said Sabrina's performance ate so bad. The others sucked though, like really sucked. So I wouldn't simplify it as far to say every other performance outside of Sabrina sucked. We will talk about some of those. I think Sabrina's performance really highlighted that she is polished pop perfection at this point. She's a star. I know people joke about it and say it in passing, but she is one of those people who was meant to be a celebrity, a pop star, a superstar. She has the right temperament for it. She has the wit, she has the charisma, and she's extremely comfortable on stage. And her performance read that way. The production budget was there, probably one of the best of the night. A lot of moving pieces, and she still stuck out. Like, I don't really see how you could take anything negative away from her performance. Now, don't shoot the messenger. Don't be mad at me. I still don't think that Man Child is like this amazing, knock the socks off my feet kind of record. There were a lot of people upset and felt that she was snubbed. Was not surprised that she didn't win anything for those records. Not saying they were horrible, but I think she did the song justice by the performance. And a couple of people were noticing the Donna Summers ode. She works hard for the money. Actually, the record. We have the record on our wall. So Sabrina Inspo, Donna Summer, Don't understate it. So I agree. I thought her performance was one of the highlights, the most polished of the night, and she sounded really good. And if we want to talk about it, you were like, nobody else's was good. I will say a lot of them were underwhelming, especially in the vocal category. As far as a lot of the newer modern talent, but you could argue you got the vocalistas and you got the people who are out here like singing down, performing at the premiere ceremony. Zara Larson. A lot of people were upset. A lot of her fans were upset to see that they had my girl scheduled for the premiere show.
Son, what the fuck is this little son? Like the stylist is not styling, bro. The stylists ain't doing their motherfucking job, bro. There gotta be some firings. There gotta be some firings, bro. There's no fucking way. What is this shit? What did they get, bro? What the fuck is this? Yo, she look like they dress as in some goddamn shit I could probably buy, like one of the fucking health wraps in McDonald's or some shit. Like son, what the fuck is this, yo? Like, nah, dog, nah,
Beautiful. This acoustic version, she
nah,
sounded
dog.
amazing. You
Shit
could
is
see the
not it.
diaphragm working. She looked great. She was glowing. I think any opportunity to take the stage, especially if you are a supporter of somebody, do not take that
Hey,
moment to
real quick, I will take it back if this was a part, if this was a costume for her song. Like, if it was like a costume that was like portraying the environment of the song. I guess maybe it's gonna she's gonna blend in with whatever the fuck they got on the stage or so. So I'll take it back if that was the case. Other than that, this shit looks horrible.
and say, oh, only the premiere
They're
show.
like some
Definitely
goddamn
don't.
some. It like they dressed in some motherfucking like old ass lettuce that been sitting out for like 3 hours or without being in the fridge or something. Like, yo, this is
Trying to
just
spin
horrible.
that too much into a negative, but I agree. Talent wise, the main stage would have been extremely fitting. But at this point, I don't think they're really gonna let her get up on a stage. Unless if she's like a best new artist nom, because they let them perform every single year. Which you could argue. Do you guys think that the best new artist nominees should get that kind of spotlight every single year, like every single one of them? What do y'all think about that? We'll get to the little medley, but now that I think about it, I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of seasoned performers who are getting overlooked when some of the best new artist nominees maybe shouldn't have gotten that look on stage. Now, somebody also left the opinion it would have been nice to have Coco Jones and other melanated artists perform. It's bad enough R&B categories can't get televised like country. Kehlani would have been an excellent choice to perform that
I'm
on
surprised
the main
why they haven't
stage, but
performed, but whatever. At least you
politically,
got
I
Grammys.
get like it's just they pick and choose. It's not really about who has the best record of the year or there's a lot that goes into how they choose. There should have been more R&B performances, but thank God, thank the good Lord. Thank you, Lauren Hill, for directing and putting together that D'Angelo Roberta Flack tribute. Thank goodness. Somebody said they got the Black Avengers of R&B on that stage, and indeed they did. That was a stunning, stellar display of Black music. It was a beautiful honoring of D'Angelo's legacy, a beautiful honoring of Roberta Flack. I mean, everybody was on their feet for Killing Me Softly. So I will take that 110% because they gave the much needed passion vocals, feeling that I think was missing from that room most of the night. So we gonna take that. If that's how R&B was represented that night on the stage, I'm gonna shut up and throw away the key. Guess we're getting in our R&B opinions out the way. The last one that I want to talk about here is Flow. Unfortunately, lost for best contemporary R&B album. I think they were a favorite to win. And I think that their debut
I ain't
was
listen to none of this
absolutely
shit.
stellar.
Like I
An
listened to the
excellent
Flow album.
album.
I ain't listened to the
It's produced
rest.
extremely well. It's very self-identifying, very reminiscent of like the early 2000s. So I understand that from an innovation standpoint, but the bridges are masterful. And I think that's a key component to R&B that's been missing. And I would have loved to see that be rewarded.
8 years ago, Insider said a 19-year-old
She
Muslim
said 8 years ago she put that motherfucker. I'm sorry.
running for Congress to lower costs.
However, what we're not going to do, let's stop it. Let's stop it in its tracks. We are not going to say that Duran Bernard does not deserve that Grammy. One thing that I don't like about the Grammys is people get very snippy and a little nasty.
Hey, real quickly, I'm interested because like I said, I think I seen a video of him dressed like one of the Proud Family characters. I'm gonna go Listen to his album when I get a chance. I just want to put this shit on my. Yeah, I knew that nigga looked familiar. I knew he looked familiar, and it was funny as hell. And I ain't gonna hold you. It was funny as hell. They were like, "Yo, I dare Josh Hart to have a bad game." Bro. Yo, oh god, that shit was funny as hell, say. Yeah, yeah, we gotta keep that motherfucker muted just in case. And if I don't know if the nigga signed on a label or not. Is he signed on a label? Independent. Stop, nigga. Give out shit copyrighted. I want to put that shit on YouTube. Create music group. The Sing Record. What the fuck is the Sing Records? The Sing Records. Sing Records. Oh, he's independent. Okay, so if I wanted to listen to his shit on stream, I can. Okay. All right, bet. Okay. All right. You know what I'm saying?
Raj like Addison Ray. I was like, Benson Boone, is that you? I'm sorry, the pipeline from Harry Styles to Benson Boone to Somber, I was getting my white boys mixed up, to be honest. Wine when somebody wins and they don't think they deserve. Say that Duran Bernard does not deserve that Grammy. One thing that I don't like about the Grammys is people get very snippy and a little nasty when somebody wins and they don't think they deserve it. When 8 times out of 10, you probably didn't even listen to the other project in question to speak about it, or you might not even know who the artist is.
I'm actually so glad that she mentioned that shit because she's 100% correct, and that's all the fuck I gotta say because she literally hit the nail right on the head. Like, nothing else for me to
The
say.
Grammys, in theory, shouldn't be a popularity contest. In theory, I definitely think that Flo should be up for a Best New Artist nom soon. I guess I'm not surprised they didn't get it this
Her
year.
face
I
on the
would
left
love
is
to see
crazy as
that.
hell.
Another artist that a lot of people were upset
She
weren't
like she
in the
about to
Best
sneeze
New
and shit.
Artist category or
Ah,
nominated
ah,
for
ah.
anything was Raven Lenae. So there's again somebody's always getting overlooked, snubbed, etc. The fact that Flo, for example, they don't pay attention to girl groups at the Grammys for real. So the fact that they were really integrated into the Grammy weekend, I know they did the Mariah Carey tribute, they did Dream Lover, they sounded great. I think they were one of the best to do that tribute that evening because
Hey, you wanna know how I know Mariah Carey black? She don't hide her fucking face. One thing about my people, bro. We do not when we don't like some shit. We may not always say it out loud, but we'll make the most obvious fucking face. Like, bro, when she had something, I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but I gotta call it out. When Money Long was covering her shit recently, I think like 6 months. And by the way, I want to make this very clear. Money Long is a legend in this industry, one of the greatest songwriters of all time. I fuck with her music, and she is a great singer. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that you gotta just know when certain songs just not for you. Like you can't just sit up there just cause somebody asks. Like let's just say for instance, right? Like let's just say I'm in a movie, right? Like or somebody offered me a movie script. Or somebody offered me to cover a song. My vocals is good. It ain't that good to be covering nobody goddamn song on stage. It's good. It's pretty damn good, but it ain't like nah. But here's the thing. Bottom line is this. You gotta know your voice. Like if somebody would have asked me to sing some shit, I'm testing that motherfucker out first. I'm taking that motherfucking song out for a test drive. And I feel like I can't do it, I'm gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with declining beats that ain't for you, declining movie roles or scripts that ain't for you. Like, you just gotta understand and then let these dumb motherfuckers who don't know no better, let these little stupid ass interviews be like, oh, we passed up on this one? Oh, what? Like, let the motherfuckers talk and say whatever the hell they gonna say. That it don't even matter at the end of the day. Like, you know what was for you. What was for you is gonna be for you. Somebody else's blessing can't be for you. You dig what I'm saying? Like it don't work like that. You feel me? So
people were playing in that Mariah tribute.
what the fuck? Who is that? We gotta get to the motherfucking bottom of this shit. Hold the fuck up. Hold the goddamn horses, son. What the fuck did I just witness, son? What the fuck? Hold on. Who were the artists that did the Mariah Carey tribute? And the crazy part about the motherfucking song is Obsession. It's in fucking auto tune. So there's literally pitch correction on the motherfucking song. So there's no way in the hell you can't be able to eat some. I'm about to say eat. Do some of the motherfucking melodies. You know what I'm saying? Who the artists that did the Mariah Carey tribute at the Grammys? At the Grammys. Kesha? I don't know. Kesha Grammys. That might be who that is. Kesha Grammys. The fuck? I can't spell? That ain't her. I would have recognized her immediately. Who was on the who they saying was on this? Kesha, Maggie Rogers. Maggie Rogers. They look like that her ass for sure. That look like that's her ass for sure. I think I found me the culprit. Is that was who the fuck got up here? Whatever. Matter of fact, fuck, we got time today. Well, we got time. I'm gonna find the fuck out. Find out who it was. Taylor Momsen. It's like a complicated ass tongue twister name. Taylor Momsen. Grammys. That can't be her, can it? No, no way. So it had to be Kesha. It had to be Kesha, son. It had to be Kesha. Keisha. It had to be her. Had to be. Who Lofty? That wasn't her. Whatever, dog. Whatever. Probably was Kesha.
Am I the only person who?
Son, what the fuck was she doing on her shoulders, dog? Ain't no motherfucking way. Where the goddamn artist development at? Shit.
Flow has made themselves extremely visible, so I hope they stay on that track. All right, here we
Hey,
go.
I ain't gonna lie. The stylists that did flow shit, they did their thing. Get them a raise. Get them a raise. Bump they pay.
My resident
What the fuck was that dancing on, son?
cats I mentioned in a video because the girls are everywhere. So let's talk about it. You guys had a lot of thoughts and opinions on Cat's Eye's performance. Yes, they had their debut at the Grammys. Huge. Only about a year into their career. Somebody said, I was so disappointed in Cat's Eye's performance. Hyde could have had them perform almost any other song and it would have been better. It looked like a mess. The members sounded exhausted and out of breath immediately while talking. I just feel like Gnarly is more of a Lollapalooza song more than a Grammy song. And then you had someone agree, saying Cat's Eye is going down the drain, I fear. And I also had opinions that loved the performance and are going to stick beside them 10 toes. So those two perspectives do exist. And I do genuinely think they were exposed musically. It was a lot going on. I don't think that was the best performance they've had of Gnarly. Granted, I've seen the performances. I've heard the song a million times over. Y'all, I kind of forgot how jarring the song is off first listen. And before people get mad at me, a lot of people, even fans, were not feeling the song. So don't be mad at newcomers or first timers being like, what the hell is this? There were people who were commenting on it in reviews that were like, this is what they sound like. I wasn't tuned in or tapped in, but I'm for sure not going to be. And that was always my biggest critique of Gnarly. I think you have these very talented girls, but you wouldn't know it. from a musical standpoint. I think that's why they got up there and really highlighted the performance bit, because that is the strength. That was their most explosive song and they could do the most with it. And I understand that. But you do have a lot of pop stars who had the performance.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm familiar with Cat's Eye because I watched like 50% of a Netflix documentary, and I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people have been posing the idea of, oh yeah, we should do what K-pop do and just like do like go back to really artist development and everything like that. Here's the thing, right? I think number one, I, there is a lot of issues right now with the industry as far as a couple things. I think first and foremost, artists are spending way too much time on covers. And covers is good for just throwing out some quick content. It's good for kind of showcasing your ability, tapping into different fan bases. I think that's dope. But too many of these fans think that what's gonna happen with what happened with LMA, what happened with Money Long, what happened with Justin Bieber is gonna happen with them. Chances are, no. Especially if you ain't getting the numbers. Like it's this girl. She sound like SZA. I think she was like American Idol contestant. Maybe her name Naya. Maybe if you pull in the numbers like her, possibly you could have a producer hook you up and say boom boom boom. But you gotta remember, artist development ain't the way it is no more. So that means ain't no motherfucking ain't no more Tony Braxton's or Brandy's or Whitney Houston or anybody that's gonna write a great song for you. Number one, motherfuckers can't write, bro. That that that's just bottom line. Motherfuckers cannot write, and people are being encouraged not to write because people are basically looking at whatever's on the radio, whatever's popping, and saying people's attention spans are down. Um, I noticed that the little quick fix, the little fast food music where it's just not much thinking and thought process into it, punching in versus writing and this, that, and the third. And by the way, however you go about your artistic process, that's not really what I'm referring to. What I'm saying is this, is that because everybody sees what's on the charts and TikTok and people thinking like, here's what's pissing me the fuck off the most. Everybody's treating music like it's fucking content. And it's not this, it is a form of content, but it's not content. Hear me out. When you film me a little 15, 30 seconds TikToker, I said TikTokers. You have 15 second, 30-second Instagram reels or TikToks. It's not the same thing as fucking music. Music, you really gotta take your time. You really gotta take your time. You really gotta like study this shit for real. You gotta be able to incorporate the five senses: seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling. You gotta be able to show, not tell. Okay? You gotta be able to utilize imagery, figurative language, metaphors, similes. There's so many different things that are important when it comes to writing music that gets neglected because of the fact that everybody's looking at what the fuck is going on in these charts and looking at TikTok and say, oh, everybody's attention spans are short. Here's the reality situation. People don't know what the fuck they want. Okay? And that is why you really can't be trying to copy other motherfuckers because people don't know what they want. What might be the trend today, it might not be the trend an hour from now. It might not be a trend the very next day or the very next week, so on and so forth. So instead of you trying to go after trends and try to make your song TikTok friendly or meme, whatever, and I got some joints that may come off like memes, but there's some hidden shit behind it. There's a method to the madness. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I'm capable of creating thought-provoking shit. But in the same breath, I'm also cool with just taking my with just I can the shit that some of the music that you may listen to and you think, oh, this is some quick shit that he just threw out. Oh, this hook is really like it's basic. It really wasn't. It took a lot of brain power. People don't understand how much brain power it takes to make something catchy, right? And sometimes it's not even about what you're saying. Sometimes it's how you say it. It's how you express it, your vocal tone, your vocal inflection, and how you say things and the placement of your voice and it's like how it kind of rides with the beat. Everything it's a method to the madness. It's like music is a fucking science. It's a craft. It's an art form. You have to practice this shit, and you gotta really work and hone your shit. And a lot of people, kind of going back to the main point I was trying to say is that a lot of people look at what's going on with cats. I'd be like, oh, that's what everybody needs to do. No, people need to work on songwriting and establishing an identity, because really that's really where the staying power is. It's not, oh, you can dance, oh, you can sing, oh, you can rap. There's a bunch of motherfuckers that can do that. What separates you from everybody else is how you is the people that you're appealing to, the messaging, your story, your brand. And you don't develop that by just keep singing and just focusing on the talent aspect. The talent aspect is great, but let's focus on songwriting. Let's focus let's focus on the unique way that you relay your message, the unique way that you tell your story. Matter of fact, fuck that. Your unique story. Your story in itself is unique. Your life experiences, yeah, they can be shared by some people, but how your perspective on life is unique, and it needs to be treated as such. As so many, everybody wants to go for, oh, let's sing a bunch of fucking covers. Let's go sing Tyrese, how you wanna act like that. We just been like, motherfucker, I don't want to hear that shit all the time. I heard Human Nature 1,000 motherfucking times. I heard goddamn, what's some other covers that I'm fucking tired of hearing? Shit. If I hear another motherfucking auto-tune chopped and screw cover, I'm gonna throw my fucking phone across out the goddamn window. Like, tired of hearing that shit. Let's use the covers as content. Let's not use it as the main drive. Let's actually work on trying to establish an identity and establishing a voice. And that's what's missing, because everybody's into, oh, let's do this for TikTok. No, just make fucking good music. Worry about making good music. Worry about making thought-provoking shit. Worry about making music that actually, like, treat this motherfucker like exactly what it is. Not a quick money grab. This is a fucking art form, and this is a craft, and you gotta work on that shit.
Power, who, when they got on the Grammy stage, they actually did something a bit more muted. The mic was on. I believe that's a requirement when you perform at the Grammys. There's no lip syncing allowed. So to choose a song like Gnarly, I get it, but not a note was saying. Not a note was saying.
So what the in the Osborne fuck is this dude wearing, yo?
Passed dozens of laws to stop
If it is a dude, I don't know.
insurance company ripoffs. And when Trump unleashed ICE on Chicago, she championed the law to unmask ICE and hold them accountable. Laura Fine.
I don't mean
titled the
shit.
move to stop
This
Donald Trump.
it's a national level thing, bro. What the fuck?
Okay, great. Wait, were you even listening? You haven't taken a single note this entire meeting?
The fuck? This nigga, bro. This nigga acting trash. Fake ass Russell Wilson.
Gabriella, because Gabriella was nominated for a Grammy, and they could have been able to actually show off their vocal prowess. And in comparison to their Best New Artist counterparts, they were exposed musically. Performance, they got it. I still don't think it was the tightest performance they've had. They looked a little nervous. I could just tell body language wise. And I get it. Like, they were the act that was transitioning from backstage to the stage. I actually kind of like that. There were some people in the comments that were like, I didn't like the chaos of it. But I was just glad they didn't have her in the parking garage.
Yo,
like,
the dancing, the fucking fake ass Thriller, goddamn reiteration or whatever the fuck you call it. Nah, that shit was ass, son. That shit was garbage. What the fuck was that?
They better put these girls on stage, and they did. You know, there were so many debates about them even being nominated.
Hey, her right here, her voice is crazy. I heard her voice. They low key need to make her do all the goddamn singing. Not saying the other girls can't sing, but she the best for sure.
Rocking with their journey and following along, and so you're seeing them get introduced to audiences along the way, along the way, along the way. I kind of hate that song is such an introduction into them at this point. Like, can we be pushing Game Boy? Oftentimes, the introduction is your first and it's your only shot because they're talented. They've worked really hard to get to where they are. So let's pray that debut album there's something better in store. I'm praying. And then somebody also talked about like Addison Rae's performance, yada yada yada. Like, damn, they really had her stuck in the on a box truck, being pushed and rolled around.
What in the rush hour 2 is this shit right here?
On that.
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
I don't think her music is like horrible. I thought her debut album was solid. Some of y'all left comments like, I think Addison Rae should have won Best New Artist. I think y'all give her a little too much. Just based off of the product that was on stage, like, you know, for her, I thought her vocals were a little shaky. They didn't seem very stable. Some people were saying it seemed like she was lip syncing. I thought her little 8 count was a little cute. I liked when the lights were flashing and all of that, but I don't know. It's just not clicking for me personally.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
The Best New Artist medley, can somebody tell me, have they done it like that before? Like, has it been done in that exact formatting? I know the Best New Artists do perform, but they really intertwined each of them throughout the venue and made it somewhat interactive. And
Kevin Patullo ass out of there. Get that motherfucking Benedict ass nigga out of there. Kevin Patullo is now the passing coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Hold on a second. We gotta introduce this motherfucking news, right? Where we at? 1834. Kevin Patullo is no longer a part of the Philadelphia Eagles. Hold on. Get that Benedict ass nigga out of here. Tell that nigga, hey, his ass gonna have to be snitching on motherfucking the goddamn Dan Marino next. Fuck out of here.
A leader who stands up to the powerful for this. Daniel spent his whole career fighting against the system.
Go motherfucking snitch to goddamn
I know he'll keep fighting for us in
fucking Ricky Williams or some shit like that. Go snitch to Jesse Taylor. Get your goofy ass on somewhere, boy.
Sandwich here, I'd have to be.
But now you die. Goodbye. Good day, Mike.
Like Addison Rae. I was like, Benson Boone, is that you? I'm sorry, the pipeline from, but they really intertwined each of them throughout the venue and made it somewhat interactive. And I actually really liked how they produced that segment, really highlighting the differences between the artists, their strengths, their weaknesses, who has it, who's polished, who has a lot of work to do. And I think the medley did expose that in a way, like having everybody ping pong back to back to back to back. Really quick. I mean, I know a lot of you guys have been like, Somber, begging me to talk about Somber. I saw him on stage. I said, Benson Boone, is that you? I'm sorry, the pipeline from Harry Styles to Benson Boone to Somber.
You dropping my whole fucking floor.
Are they making these boys in a factory? The sparkly jumpsuits, the 70s tees. I was getting my white boys mixed up, to be honest. As for the Best New Artist category, there was a lot of outrage at Olivia Dean's Best New Artist win, and it was very interesting to me. Actually, somebody left an opinion. They said, I'm actually pretty upset that Olivia Dean won the Best New Artist category. She has amazing music. I'm a big fan of hers. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like someone else in the category deserved it more. Addison Rae, in my opinion, and that's a controversial take, it is. She's been in the industry for at least 10 years now, and these other artists haven't, and it just doesn't make any sense. It is not a new thing. These Best New Artist categories, y'all, every year they're always having people in those categories who have been working for 10, 12 plus years. And honestly, that's the story of most artists who get nominated. Right? They work for years and years and years behind the scene. Now we are seeing people like Somber. We're seeing people like Addison Rae. We're seeing people like Cat's Eye a year into their career getting the nomination. We can debate whether it's premature or not. I agree that it does feel a little remiss and like awkward that like you'll have artists being nominated who have been doing it. But I believe the Best New Artist category not only factors in their debut, like the year they debut, but a lot of it is when you had that mainstream or commercial breakthrough. You broke the stream of social consciousness. And that's the point. We cannot deny that Olivia Dean has had people in a chokehold. Like she popped out one day and it seemed like everybody was talking about her and everyone was talking about her album and something clicked and the industry started pushing her. But I wouldn't take that as a reason to say that they shouldn't win it. Like I think whoever is the most talented or is making the most cohesive music and is artistically saying something and is polished, if you are in the category, you deserve to win it. I low-key thought it was gonna go to Leon Thomas. I really did. But Olivia took it home, and I really don't have any objection nor any strong feelings about it. I think the disdain I've seen for her tells a different story. I said, oh, Olivia Dean has haters? There are people who seem to have a true, like, aversion to her musical content, the message, and her styling, her image. A few buzzwords over the weekend that I've seen y'all use to describe her music: trad wife music, music made for moms who shop at TJ Maxx, that's crazy.
That's
Wine
funny as
mom
fuck.
pop, coffee shop music, granny music. Like,
This be funny
but
as
one of you
fuck.
guys, one of my lovely subscribers, left this opinion. I do not like the way people are commenting on Olivia Dean and how people have perceived music that is traditional, which I can argue that it isn't, but for lack of a better words, they keep categorizing her as JCPenney music, which actually I haven't been to JCPenney
Hey,
for
I ain't gonna hold you. That motherfucking picture don't do no goddamn justice. If you go in the motherfucking store, there's probably a picture that look just like that of a girl that look just like her somewhere in between the motherfucking goddamn athletic section or something like that, like right next to the tights and spandex.
Do y'all go to JCPenney? Sorry. Which I don't know why, because is it a bad thing for someone's music to be played at stores when they literally play anything? And they're calling her boring and promoting traditional values for conservative women. People want to argue that black people aren't a monolith, but once somebody proves that we aren't a monolith, y'all get angry when they're not fitting the mold y'all want them to.
Okay, this is what pisses me the fuck off the most. First off, this statement was hypocritical as fuck, especially the last sentence. Okay, bro, just cause somebody don't like nobody fucking music does not mean that they're racist or they or prejudiced or discriminatory or hating. They just don't like the fucking music, and it's okay. And whatever motherfucking opinion that they come to, or whatever conclusion that they come to based on their own thought process, it is what it is. And if there happens to be a rampant, like, I feel like every adult should be thinking for themselves, obviously. But if there happens to be a rampant statement that says, "Oh, most people think her music sound like this," it happens to be like maybe a tweet that go viral or some shit. It doesn't fucking matter. What is this? Like, I wonder when niggas be making statements like this, what is the actual goal? Because if the goal is to change people's minds, this is a fucking failure at its finest. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm confused.
I do agree with this, okay? And I want to say the little titles and the names for the music, they're funny. They are funny. I laugh. I chuckle every time. I'm not going to lie to you. But the the growing desire for social media users and consumers to just so blanket and casually matter of fact define and categorize music so detailed in the way that you guys do it with aesthetics. Y'all do it with aesthetics. This is this core, this is this core, this is clean girl aesthetic, this is croquette. You guys have a name for everything, and it's actually exhausting. It's going to create confines that cannot be undone. Everything will become a joke. It's the same way how y'all took.
Real quickly, I don't mean to cut it off like that, but here's the thing, right? And this coming from an artist and entertainer. You can make what you want, and you can have all the intentions of the world and say, "Hey, these are my intentions." We cannot. It's not necessarily even about social media. It's more or less human psychology. We always need a way in order to better understand something. We categorize it based on our experiences and shit that we're familiar with. So, for instance, right, what comes to mind when you hear Snoop Dogg, right? You think of the West Coast, you think of G Funk, you think of swag, you think of cool, laid back. These like like listen, you can put something out there and you can say I want this to be representative. And say same shit with the goddamn recent Taylor Swift album, right? She wanted it as like, yo, this you saw her other side. Motherfuckers like, nah, your ass being fake. This not you. You up here pretending to be something you're not. So we can have all the intentions of the world in the world of something. Like, for instance, Alter was about the ancestors, right? They took it as like a love song. And it shit sounded like a love song. So really, what you might as an artist perceive it as, or what's your intention, that might not necessarily align with the people's reaction to your shit. I can make it and try to make it as clear as possible as to what my intention is, But at the end of the day, and that's also the beauty of art. That's the beauty of online discourse to an extent, is that we all have our different interpretations of things. And as long as we ain't call each other out our name, which a lot of you motherfuckers do, it's actually not even a problem to be. Like you could put something out there, and you can say I want this to represent this, that, and the third, and it can mean totally the total opposite to the people that is consuming your music content, whatever the case may be. So
Chicken Alfredo R&B and ran with it. But now y'all are starting to put people in the chicken Alfredo R&B in the category who don't belong there. Like I saw somebody be like, I don't like how they're branding her as classy and modest. Like, what? What does that mean? Like, I think a lot of you guys are
you
contextual.
gotta remember this. This is the same motherfucking internet that said Beyonce can't sing, goddamn Fantasia can't sing, and Genuine can't sing. And also motherfuckers actually saying with a straight face that goddamn Coco Jones can't sing either. So
Realizing a lot of this and trying to plug
this
and
shit is
play
like compared to
any
that.
type
You know what I'm
of
saying?
with the state of society. And I do think that is relevant in some cases. Art oftentimes does reflect the state of society. Yes, there has been more of a push in the United States towards conservatism. Get in line or get out. But I think a lot of the frustration that is kind of being taken out or displayed as far as Olivia Dean, you guys have more of a commentary on the institution of music, how they market it, how they promote certain people, rather than it is anything Olivia's doing particularly wrong. But the girl be making love songs and singing, wearing dresses, hair blowing in a fan, like it's nothing revolutionary or politically charged. I'm just not getting that. And yeah, maybe the industry will push somebody more family friendly, palatable.
You wanna know what's crazy? By the way, this mic right here, this motherfucker right here, my favorite mic of all time, dead ass. But listen, on some real shit, what the fuck was I about to say? I wonder how Sade will be received today, because I feel like a lot of people that like when they talk about Sade or Sade, like however the fuck you say her name. My bad. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I'm just like I can't fucking talk. It's me, not y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder how she will be perceived today. Because obviously we love her because, you know what I'm saying, she got this cool, laid back vibe and aesthetic. It's very feminine, you know what I'm saying? It's very calm, very serene. So very what they call that shit, demure. You know what I'm saying? So we would like it now based upon how she was perceived back then. But I wonder if she was an up and coming artist, especially with social media and everybody got a motherfucking opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder how she would be perceived today. I'm very curious.
Respectable. I could understand how the respectability politics of it all. Like you might feel like, damn, of course they're gonna push her because they think that she's palatable. But I also can't help but feel like when it's the girls up there sexualizing themselves half naked, people are upset and say, we're always like this, we're always like this, we're always like this. But then when the pendulum swings, it's think pieces on how somebody's being marketed as too classy or marketed as too modest. She gets up there with a mic, cute dresses, flirty energy. I don't know, y'all. The award to me went to good hands. I can understand some people's thoughts about like, hey, this is a little boring. We could talk about that a little bit. But I really did not predict like this strong Olivia Dean discourse. Now, this opinion says Bieber is saying his clothes off. I'm screaming. Loved his voice. We're going to talk about the Justin Bieber performance because that was another one that was a little polarizing. Justin Bieber in his damn underwear. He was up there in his panties. Yes. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't say panties. He's up there in boxers.
Wait a damn minute.
What? He seems to be in a space where he's not concerned with the superstardom of it all. What I will say, when he stepped on that stage, I was like, what is he doing? When he walked up there, I said, But I actually found his performance to be captivating. I enjoyed it. He shut me up real quick. It was a good vocal performance. He performed Yukon off his Swag album. It was vocally intimate. I'm happy he ditched that sound effect. I'm not a fan of it. I felt like it was better than the album version. But again, this was very split, very 50-50. There were a lot of people like, what the hell is this? Like, he really doesn't give a damn. This is his first time back in 4 years. He could at least try. But at the same time, if you actually broke down the performance, he was producing the song live. Like he plugged in the guitar, he plugged in some of his vocals, put it on a loop, and just gave us vocals. There wasn't, the flash, it wasn't the grand gestures, it wasn't this huge production budget. The music lover in me who just loves to hear a nice voice, he had a little huskiness in there, there was some texture. I enjoyed it. I did. I did. I did. I did. I feel like people teeter this line. I'm a vocal girl, so you can get up on that stage and with a mic, and if you sound good, because I really feel like y'all don't care about the vocals enough anymore. But you guys also know me. I
I'm so
love
glad I
the
watched this video. I
I love
hesitated
the
for a
dance,
minute.
I
I'm
love
glad I
the lights,
watched
I
it.
love the feathers, the flash. I love it all. Depending on the context, I don't necessarily think one is worse or better than the other. It depends on the artistic vision. It depends on the song. With his Swag album, the whole visual identity of it was very stripped. Like, was he not in his boxers on the album cover? A lot of the promotional images was like a rinky-dink couch in a cabin. Like, just because somebody doesn't bust out an 8 count doesn't make the art inadequate. And I get the underwear being a bit jarring. I, as a creative director, just to snazz it up a bit, personally, I would have loved to build like a bedroom set or a living room set, or a studio set
Oh, see,
on
spot
stage
on, spot
to
on.
kind of fill in the blanks and to feel more atmospheric. Even if you wanted to stay in the undies, I mean, I get the undies being a little jarring. I'm not gonna lie. I saw a lot of people kind of build this argument in comparison to Sabrina's dazzling performance. Like, men are allowed to get on stage and do this, and women are allowed to get on stage and do that, and it's not fair. Women would get dragged for that. And I was like, a lot of y'all saying this, mind you, are the same people who would be dragging the girls. Y'all are the ones on Stan Twitter who are dragging the girls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
This might be unpopular. I don't know, some of you guys might be shocked by this, but I don't think that this argument is extremely relevant in this specific case. I think vocals have been so devalued, and a lot of you guys are so wowed by the glitz and glamour that the vocals completely are living on Mars for you. You could care less. The
You
one
want to
that
be honest with you? It's because people are visuals. Like, here's the thing, right? And this is why TikTok is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers are visual. Think about it like this: when you open your goddamn phone, is the audio typically on your shit? Most likely, be like, oh man, you know what? Like the motherfucker might end up being too loud. There's settings for that. I'm just saying. But prime example, right? Like most people are like they're visual first. That's why when you as an artist, when you don't drop a goddamn music video, niggas be like the artists be like they'll have like certain polls on their social media. They be like, yeah, you guys want a music video? If you look at the comments, they be like, hell yes, like motherfucker, like don't ask no stupid ass questions like that. You know what I'm saying? So most people are very visual. You know what I'm saying? So she got a point, but also it's just a human psychology thing. That's just what it is. And obviously, with everything how it's built and structured now, this is just the point in time that we've evolved to be honest.
about an actual like vocal performance, like as a singer, it was a good performance. Period. The point, the blank end. And then I'm also like, Justin Bieber was one of those boys who kind of set a bit of a standard for pop music. He's been doing this since he was 15. Used, abused. Since he was 15 years old. World tour after world tour. Big sets, big production, big lights, dance moves, choreography, the whole bit. He's done that. So I just don't feel like he's the prime example to use in a case of like, if a girl got on there and I don't know. I just felt kind of like, the mic was on, clothes were off. Wasn't the most exciting thing in the world, but I thought he sounded really, really, really good. And I also think it says something about a performance that creates such a visceral response on both ends. I don't think art is always agreeable. I don't. I don't think art is always super grandiose or has to be like this bold stated message for it to be valid or for it to be good or entertaining. Let me know down below. Would you have felt different about it if he had put some clothes on? Would you have felt different? Now, I want to get into
I'm not
this.
answering that question.
Jeff Cohen, economist.
Jeff Cohen, economist.
Jeff Cohen.
Fuck that nigga
economist
smoking sawdust.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base
I'm old.
44.
Guys, Nina just built an app. To touch on the best African performance category. It is so important that African music is being recognized, and it would be powerful to see more categories that reflect that range and diversity of the continent. Africa isn't one sound, and expanding these spaces would allow more artists and regions to be truly seen and honored. Two things can be true at once. When it comes to Tyla's win, her song was deserving. She's incredibly talented, and her success is well earned. At the same time, it's worth questioning how the industry often elevates artists who fit what American audiences find most palatable as representatives of an entire culture. That doesn't take away from her win, but it just opens a larger conversation about representation, access, and who is given the opportunity to be visible on global stages. I am always here for a Tyla win. I think she's a superstar. I do. But per the comment above that I just read out, I do see the constricting nature of the category, like best African performance. Because what exactly is African music? As if it's a country. It is a continent. It is a huge continent. Diversity between countries, regions, tribes, ethnic groups, languages. Based off of your commentary, it does appear to be extremely limiting if we want to fairly reward people properly. Tyla won her first Grammy with Water last year in the Best African Performance, and she won Push to Start this year. And I agree, those records were great. I think she deserves, recognition for that work. But then there were some people like, well, it's not Afrobeats. But I'm like, it didn't say Afrobeats. It said African. I just think it's entirely too broad. And if they decide to keep relegating Tyla to that category, she might potentially sweep every year. And that just pushes out all of the other talent. When in reality, when should she just start being in some of the main categories? When should she start being in the pop categories? Because I feel like her sound is really this fusion of pop. And there were some people saying, like, are African artists just going to be relegated to this one itty bitty category? I know Thames was nominated last year in the R&B category. Burna Boy was nominated for Best Melodic Rap a couple years back. So there have been examples of these artists being able to branch out in other categories. I will say, though, that the Recording Academy is an American institution. It's an American-based institution. And so that is exactly why it's so important to have a diverse committee and a diverse academy. The appeal, they like these artists that appeal to the American, likability and the gaze. And it's like, it kind of makes sense, though, because people are viewing this from an American lens. So I think that's where that comes from. However, there can always be adjustment, right? There can always be more diversity. That's something I've been pushing for a lot of these categories, so things can be properly analyzed, culturally analyzed.
Hey, low key, when she hit that mic, it reminded me of like kickers missing field goals and hitting the crossbar and shit.
And not snubbed because people don't understand, So somebody said, there's nothing like good old Luther Vandross winning another Grammy. There's absolutely nothing like Cher, bro. Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA won Record of the Year. Deserved. 100% deserved. But why does Cher talk about some...
God damn.
What? I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I honestly think she's just getting a little older, like she just didn't really know what was going on. And y'all got to remember, Cher has seen so many generations of the industry. She knew everybody. She probably knew Luther Vandross. She was probably confused, like, wait, what? But was she technically wrong, though? I mean, the album or the song was a direct sample of If This World Were Mine by Luther Vandross and Cheryl Lynn. So it wasn't off. I think it was an honest mistake, but shout out to Luther Vandross. I totally agree. That was the Record of the Year. You couldn't escape the song if you tried. It was beautifully produced. And you're not going to convince me that Man Child or I saw Rose fans. I saw some of those Blackpink fans getting very nasty. I didn't like that. I don't know. I actually think they got a lot of these categories correct. I didn't have a lot of objections. And at this point, for y'all getting upset and crying on the phone,
I knew this was going, and I knew this was going to happen. But I don't know why I decided to watch it.
Did you see Rose's face, bro? This girl was so excited for the world, only for the world to fucking betray her.
Oh, no. You guys can't let Grammys make you that upset. They can't make you that upset. Can't make you that upset. Somebody said, Benito, album of the year. I cried for him so much. So Bad Bunny went home with album of the year. Debir tirar más fotos. So he went home for album of the year. It was a huge night for him. And I just want to say, for people upset at Bad Bunny's album of the year win, put the phone down. You guys will sit there and say so confidently that he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. And y'all don't even know what he's saying to fairly judge. Arguably, do you have to understand what somebody's saying to every capacity to be able to appreciate the art? To so confidently say it wasn't deserved, like that's a little weird to me. He's been in the game for a long time. His artistry, his artist evolution has been beautifully done. He's very great with building this narrative. He's very prideful of his culture. He makes sure he includes that, and it's extremely informed by the production, the beat choices, the live instrumentation, the music videos, the visuals. You know, like I didn't like that. I didn't like how some of y'all were coming at him like that. Also, I believe it was the first fully Spanish album, Spanish spoken album to win that award. So hey, collect it for people who are upset. Like I don't know what to tell you because some of y'all really think that it's the same 5 artists that exist, and if one of those 5 artists don't win, you guys completely discredit somebody's entire career, and I don't like that. Some of y'all commented on the Nicki Minaj stray. Yeah, she can pack her bags.
She is still at the White House with Donald Trump.
When the entire Grammy floor is laughing at a joke with you at the epicenter, especially somebody that people never used to speak on because they were afraid of the barbs. They were afraid of being mobbed by the barbs. A joke about you being up Donald Trump's ass. But the room in the back there was like, boo. I was like, oof. Like, long gone are the days that your industry peers are afraid to call you out. Everybody has been speaking up this weekend. Like Billy Porter talking into that damn mic, blowing in that lady's face.
When you start to make music,
The cat's out the bag. Like, the industry feels the way that the industry feels about Nicki Minaj. Her peers, at least, do. And they're making it very, very known. And for our last opinion of the day, make sure you guys continue to comment down below so we can chat, we can talk. But somebody said, I think they just like to throw Grammys at Billie Eilish for kicks. The song came out nearly 2 years ago. Somebody else second that. Billie shouldn't have won Song of the Year. Every other song in that category was more deserving because when it comes to the most impactful song of 2025, Wildflower was nowhere close to golden. DTMF or Abracadabra. My first thought was this ceremony loves them some Billie Eilish because Song of the Year for Wildflower, I was like, wait, what? Didn't the song come out like a long time ago? So this song was on Hit Me Hard and Soft. The album, I believe, came out in May 2024. She was eligible and was nominated, I believe, for 5 awards last year, and she went home with 9. So some people's first thought was, is this like a consolation? Y'all feel bad that you didn't give her nothing for that album, so you guys had to run that back real quick? I do.
Sorry, just wanted to let you know.
You got it, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Agree on impact. I do agree on impact that you would argue that there were several songs that were much more relevant. Now, the reason why it was allowed to be nominated is because she re-released it as a single in 2025. And so clearly, Billie wanted to collect her Grammy, so she submitted it, and they permitted that. But also, for context, I just want to mitigate confusion. Song of the Year recognizes songwriting, so composition, melody, and lyrics, while Record of the Year recognizes various elements of production, engineering,
Hey,
performance, and
I gotta go. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Tuesday we not doing shit. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, y'all. I'm up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Whatever, night, midnight, however that fucking looks like. Vary from person to person, depending on where you're at, depending on if anybody's in the goddamn chat, whatever. But I'm out of here. Peace!